Hi, it's Veronica, and welcome to Vibe with V. I would call it a podcast, but it's not going to be long and I'm not going to have very many guests because I really just want to talk for 10 to 15 minutes without someone interrupting me. So I'm calling it a mini cast. So welcome to Vibe with V Mini. There is zero rhyme or reason to my mini cast. I'm going to speak on tons of topics. I'm going to read your emails and we're going to go over some of the things that you guys want me to go over. I'm also going to speak on some things that I personally want to talk about. This is 100% just me rambling. It's my opinion. A lot of life experiences, a lot of personal experiences. You don't have to watch it. I'm going to post clips on like TikTok and Instagram, but it's going to be the full episode is going to be on my YouTube channel, which is The Real Veronica. And you don't have to watch it. I will tell you up front, I'm going to just simply delete any negative hate comments. I don't get much of that. I don't get a lot of hate comments. I don't get a lot of negative feedback, but I do get some. And I'm in my era, and one of the episodes is going to focus highly on negativity and online bullying. So I am just going to adopt this thing where I just ignore and delete and block the people who bring that type of negativity. There are so many people that look to the internet for connection, to be able to engage with other people who bring positivity and who bring love and light. And that's what I want to focus on. I don't want to focus on the negative. I don't want to give any of the energy that I have available to give to the negatives, because every negative comment that I respond to is simply one positive comment from one of my followers that would actually be really happy probably to receive a response from me. It's taking away from that. So I'm going to just adopt that policy of I'm simply not engaging. And that's not to say that if someone respectfully disagrees or gives an opinion that's different than mine, that's not what I'm referring to. I'm referring to the hate. And we all know that it's out there. We all know that people on the internet are crazy. And like I said, in one of these episodes, I'm going to talk about that, and I'm going to provide you some screenshots of some very recent conversations or some very recent back and forths that I've had with some people on the internet, and it's legit crazy. And now I will tell you before we get started that my podcast, my mini cast, is not going to be heavily edited. If you hear my dog snoring in the background, it is what it is. If you hear somebody getting ice out of the ice maker, if you hear me burp, I'm sorry. It is what it is. If you know me and you follow my content, then you know that my goal is to be as authentic as possible. And shit happens. People burp, people fart. I don't think I'm gonna fart on camera. That's taking it to the extreme. Like I want there to be some sort of, like, you could hear my dog in the background right now because he doesn't stay still and he's breathing loud. And if you've watched my videos for any number of years, you know that he always breathes in my videos really loudly. So there's not gonna be a lot of editing. There's gonna be some editing because sometimes you just completely lose your train of thought. And I really want to keep people engaged and I want to keep them interested. But as far as editing to, remove things that may not seem perfect, absolutely not. That's not who I've ever been, and it's not who I'm ever going to be. So I am who I am. I'm me. And if you're watching this, it's likely because you follow me and because you like who I am. So why would I change it now? You know what I mean? So let's just get right into it. This is definitely going to ruffle some feathers. And again, if it's not the topic for you, then you don't need to be here. Maybe if you're going to be on my channel and you're going to listen to some of the things that I have to say, maybe open up your mind a little bit. I like to look at things from a couple different perspectives, and I like to play devil's advocate sometimes, just because sometimes when we're feeling really strongly about something, when our emotions are heightened, we tend to block any other thought from coming in aside from what we think is right or wrong. So if you're going to be here, then I urge you to just keep an open mind, and you don't have to agree with me. You don't have to think the way that I think, but just keep an open mind so that we can open up some dialogue and open up some conversation. And maybe you can teach me something and maybe I can teach you something. This conversation is about the whole, that's why you're single, insult that's going on around the internet. I know we've all seen it, especially if you're a woman, you've seen it. Somebody's probably said it to you, whether you're actually single or not. People think that's an insult. Like, I want to let you know, if you're one of those people that say that, it's not an insult. Telling someone, oh, that's why you're single, as an insult is not having the effect on people that you think it is. Like, and people who are in a relationship, people who are married, people who don't like being single, they may also think, wait a minute, how can this person just be single and be okay with it? That's what I'm here for. I got you. I'm going to explain it to you. I've been single a really long time. I can't say that I've ever been in an actual, like, long term, any type of meaningful relationship. I've had boyfriends, I've had situationships, of course, but I haven't been in a relationship, and I live a really freaking great life. Like, aside from losing my dad this year, my life is amazing. Like, I am so grateful. I'm very, very blessed in everything. And being single is not something that's prevalent in my mind. Like, it's not like I think every single day, oh my God, I'm single. Oh my God, I'm single. No, that doesn't happen. I am single. Being single is just one part of me. So if someone asks you, tell me about Veronica, you can say, well, she loves to travel. She loves her family. She loves her dog. She lives in Florida. She's single. She loves her mom. Like, she takes care of her mom. She works for herself. She's a content creator. You see how being single was just one thing on a list of many other things that Veronica is? And then if you describe my personality trait, being single doesn't even come to the list. Like, being single is, well, some people think she's funny, she's empathetic, she's compassionate. Being single has nothing to do with my personality. So um when people say that as an insult, they think it's an insult. That's why they say it. They're saying it because they want to ruffle your feathers, because they want to make you feel inferior to them. And to be honest, it doesn't do what they think it does. I will tell you that being single by choice and being single, period, it takes a lot of strength. And you want to know why a lot of people can't understand how you're okay being single? Because they can't sit with themselves and their thoughts for more than a couple days, maybe even a couple hours, without going crazy, because they don't like who they are. And because they don't like what their internal voice is telling them. And so that's why you see people who jump from one relationship to the other, to the next, to the next. Because if you had to sit there and be with yourself and just, who are you? You're this person that you don't like. You're not interesting enough. You're not kind enough. You haven't fostered relationships with people outside of just, a sexual relationship, an intimate relationship, enough so that when you're single, you still have people to hang out with. You still have people to invite over to your house, or you still have people to, plan a trip with or go to dinner with. Women who are single, the majority, and I guess I can speak for myself and a lot of my single friends, we don't stop just because we're single. I've been to like 12 countries, most of them on my own, and being single has never stopped me from doing anything. I take myself on dates to really expensive restaurants. I take myself to the spa. I go anywhere and everywhere that I want to go. I go. I don't let myself not go because I'm single. So when you think of your friends who are single and you're like, oh my God, I'm so sorry for them, don't be. I mean, don't get me wrong. Being in a healthy, beautiful relationship where there's mutual respect and where there's true love and there's real compassion and there's just this crazy, crazy amount of chemistry, that's beautiful. And I'm sure that I am so ready for that. I am sitting here waiting like, God, my love life is in your hands. Whenever you're ready to send me my man, go for it. I'm ready. But I'm not rushing into anything because I've built a beautiful life. If I'm on my deathbed tomorrow, God forbid, I have a circle of friends that will show up. I have a circle of family members that will be there. A lot of people who can't understand why people are okay being single, they can't say the same. They don't know what it feels like to have relationships outside of that. So you think of being single as being alone, and that it can't be further from the truth. Being single doesn't mean that you're alone. I'm never alone. Not only do I always have Jesus by my side, but I have my family. I have people who I love and who love me. I have people who constantly check on me. And a lot of the people who throw you're single out as an insult, they don't have that. So in their mind, they're projecting what single looks like in their head. So in their head, single looks like, oh my God, just me always and forever. If I stay single for 5 months, then I'm not going to have any human interaction for 5 months. And I'm just going to sit here with my own thoughts. And God forbid you sit there with your own thoughts and get to know yourself and realize that you're a really shitty person. So that's why they're projecting that you're single is like a bad thing, but it's not. Like, people, especially the ones that, oh, you're gonna die single with 4 cats and 12 dogs. And I'm like, I would pay to be able to have 12 Rottweilers right now. I would need to be a multi-millionaire in order to have multiple Rottweilers right now. But I would absolutely love to have multiple Rottweilers right now. I just can't because my boy eats a lot and he's gigantic. He's 104 pounds and he thinks he's a lap dog and I have little legs. So I can't have 4 Rottweilers sitting on my lap because I will die. They will suffocate me and I will die. And then who's going to take care of my babies? But telling someone you're going to die single with 4 cats, I promise you. Te lo prometo. It's not an insult. It's not. And for the people who don't say it as an insult and you're actually wondering if someone loves being single, yes, people love their solitude. Peace is priceless. Peace, the peace that you build when you genuinely get to know yourself, when you genuinely sit there and you're like, oh my God, I come home, I cook what I want, I go to sleep when I want, I wake up when I want. If I don't feel like washing my dish, I don't have to. I don't have to pick up after anybody. I don't have to do anything that I don't want to do. That is magic. And when you are competing for a woman's attention or for anyone's attention, you're not competing with other men. You're competing with the peace that they've found within themselves. And again, I'm only referring to the women who have built a life the way that I've built it. There's a very, very specific sector of women who are like, I'm good. I'm good. Life is good and I'm good. And this goes for men and women. It's okay to be single. It's okay not to bring the baggage of your last relationship into your next one just because you don't want to be by yourself. I promise you, if you take a moment to stop and do the work on yourself that you have to do, the work that is making you feel like you cannot be single, like you cannot be alone, I promise you that you will start to realize, okay, maybe I need therapy. Maybe I need to work on myself before I jump into my next relationship. Maybe I really do like being alone. It was just scary to sit there with my own thoughts. So do the work that you have to do, and then you won't really worry about people who are single, because I promise you, it takes strength that not a lot of people have to walk into a restaurant and say table for one in a society that doesn't cater to single people, in a society where cruises charge you double occupancy, even if you're going by yourself, except for, I think, Virgin. And where you go to a bar or a restaurant and they're like, well, you can sit at the bar. And I'm like, I don't want to sit at the bar. I want to sit at a table and order my food and eat like a civilized person with a book in my hand. So in a world where it doesn't cater to single people, where you go on a double date and you're the fifth wheel, and when you go to Thanksgiving and when you go to your family get-togethers and everybody's looking at you like, oh, she's still by herself, I promise you, you don't need to be sad. Worry about yourself. Worry about your relationship. Worry about who your girl or your man is texting behind your back. And don't worry about single people. I promise you, we're okay. So what you can do is you can like, subscribe, and sign up for notifications for the next time that I post. I'm going to try to post once a week. Thank you so much for being here. I don't want to go over 15 minutes, so I'm going to end this here. But here's my email for this podcast or for my mini cast. And you can send in any topics that you want me to go over. If you want to see my opinion on them, if you want to hear what I have to say about certain topics, feel free to email them over and I will take care of that. So thank you guys for tuning in to Vibe with V, and I will see you next time. God bless.